Matakiape, Tunitu Kawa, Mea Chaje, Wambli Chikala Machiapilo. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ryan Little Eagle. I'm a Native American singer, songwriter, and musician. And I'm here today at Tatanka, sitting outside one of the lodges to tell a few more stories here in this storytelling series. And I've told some stories about kind of how things came to be, but wanted to try something a little different, maybe keep it a little lighthearted. You see, I was doing a show with my uncle up here the other day, and my uncle was talking about the three types of stories that would get told in the old times. He said, you talk a lot about creation stories, and you tell stories about those who kind of came, but you would also have stories to entertain the young ones, keep them entertained during those winters when there wasn't a whole lot going on and not a whole lot leaving. So I want to tell two stories that are a little bit more lighthearted and some fun ones that also kind of teach good lessons. Although this first one, maybe not so much. But this was a story told to me by my uncle. I actually told it out here a couple times at the Tonka. You see, it goes long ago. This was probably a more modern story. See, this long ago, back around like the 1860s, 1850s here in Lakota country, you had these big old circuses and stuff moving through that would have all these exotic animals, all these amazing different creatures we had never seen in this part of the country. Well, back then, the DOTs of the states and territories weren't exactly taking care of the roads. They were real bumpy and rocky and stuff. So there was this wagon that was moving along with the rest that were carrying all these animals, and they keep hitting the bumpy roads and keep bouncing and bouncing. As they're bouncing, some of these cages would slip back and fall off. Well, one particular cage that had fallen off this wagon had a monkey in it. And this monkey gets out, he looks around, he's panicking. Oh, shit, what do I do? What do I do? Where'd I go? He looks and he sees the wagon train, so he's running and he's running. He's trying to catch up, but he's falling behind. He's losing his breath. He's standing there just trying to breathe. As he's looking, as his relatives are leaving, he's looking around, trying to figure out, where do I go? What do I do? So he looks off in the distance and he sees this little ranch. And, there's some cattle and cows that are hanging out in this field. He looks to himself and he goes, maybe if I go to my relative, they can give me a place for the night, maybe show me some food to eat. So he goes and he's hanging out with the cows, and sure enough, they hooked him up with some plums and some berries that were growing there on the pasture, and he's sitting there eating, just kind of chilling out with them. Well, at this time, there's two Lakota riders that are riding over that hill. They were looking for bison, but unfortunately at this time in our lives, we couldn't find them anymore. The great herds were depleting more and more rapidly. So as these two Lakotas were going over and they saw that ranch and seeing them cattle, they were thinking, well, maybe we could take a couple of these cattle and go home. I mean, meat is meat, still feed our families. But as they were looking, they noticed this strange looking alien creature running around, all hairy like them cows, but looking different. One warrior says, hey, what's that? What's that? What is that? What is that? The other one responds to him, I don't know. He doesn't look like any of the relatives I've seen before. Hey, maybe if we catch her and we take him back to the village, our elders would know. They've seen much and been here many winters. So they go and they capture that monkey and they bring him home to the village. And as they're sitting there in the council lodge, having the elders with this monkey there, they're looking over. They say, Grandpa, what is this relative here? We've never seen his kind before. And the elders look around and look at each other and they examine this creature. And as they see him standing there, and the elders, an old man speaks, I think I know what relative this is. And he looked at her and tried to explain it. You see that relative there? He doesn't quite look like us, but you notice he has got 2 hands and 2 feet just like us. He might be one of our relatives. He's not quite tall like a man, kind of short like a little boy. And but he's hairy. He's not like us. He's hairy all over the place. We haven't seen something like that. He's hairy like those cows. And upon thinking about it, that must be what the white man calls a cowboy. That's a story my uncle tells. The Lakota cowboy. It's kind of fun, a little different. Another story that I want to tell is that of Coyote. Shamanito. See, when it comes to Coyote, in many different native tribes, we find him as a trickster. He's one who's been known to play a prank or two along with Ektome. And this story talks about a young man by the name of Wasichu. See, Wasichu thought he was the smartest around. He was very arrogant in his way. Thought he could trick anybody, that he was smarter than everybody. But one day, people got tired of Wasichu, so they told Wasichu, Wasichu, you think you're so smart, but Coyote can trick you? I bet you anything, Coyote, he can fool you easily. And Wasichu says, no, he can't. Coyote can't trick me. I'm much smarter than him. Where's Coyote? We'll try this out. I will put his medicine to the test. There's no way he could trick me. So the people point over and they say, there he is. He's right over there. So Wasichu runs over to him, and Coyote's just leaning up against this wall, and he's looking around, and Wasichu runs up, Coyote, relative, try to trick me. You can't do it. I bet you can't. Coyote, you're not smarter than I am. I'm the smartest. Coyote just standing there, just kind of looks off and looks at him. He's like, Wasichu, you're right. I can't trick you. See, I would try, but I kind of forgot my cheating medicine at home. And it's many, many days' journey. It would take me too long to get back here to really be of anything. Well, go get it. Go get it. Wasichu, it's so far away. You don't understand. I won't be able to make it. Go get it. Come on. You can't trick me. I want you to try. I want to prove to people you're not so smart. So Coyote looks at him, and he looks at Wasichu's pony. And he says to Wasichu, Wasichu, you have a fine pony right there. Thinking about it, he looks very fast. If you let me take your pony, I could probably get there much quicker, be back within a few days' time. Yeah, thinking about it, that would work. Hey, give me your fastest horse. We'll go, and I'll go gather my medicine quick. Wasichu sits there and he thinks about it. He's like, it makes sense. Yeah, sure. Okay. So he hands Coyote his pony, and Coyote's sitting there as he's stroking this pony, looking him up and looking him down. He says to Wasichu, I just thought about it though. Your pony doesn't know me so well. What if down the road he gets spooked and he bucks me off because he doesn't recognize me and he runs off? Then I'll be stranded and it'll take me much, much longer. But I have an idea. Since your pony knows you so well and you have that bond, how about you give me all your clothes? Because I'll smell like you. That way it won't scare him. He'll be able to stand with me and not throw me off. Wasichu sits there and he thinks about it. He's like, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah. So he starts taking off his clothes and taking off all of it and gives it to Coyote. And Coyote's sitting there slipping it on little by little, puts on Wasichu's hat. And he gets on the pony and he's getting ready to ride and looks down at Wasichu and he says, well, relative, I thought about it too. It's like I said, it's a long journey, and though I will make it and I'll be back quicker, I won't be so strong when I get here. I'll be very hungry and very tired, and I'll be very thirsty. I don't have enough supplies, but I tell you what, if you give me all your food and water, I'll be able to make it and come back very strong. That way I can trick you with my full power. Wasichu thinks about it. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. So he gives him his food and his water, and Coyote hooks it up, puts it on the saddlebags of the horse, and he gets ready and he starts riding. And he looks at Wasichu and he goes, I will be back in a few days' time, friend. Until then, tips Wasichu's hat on him and starts riding off, leaving Wasichu standing there, butt naked, waving at him, watching him ride off with his fastest pony, all of his clothes, and his food and water. Yeah, Coyote couldn't trick Wasichu in any way. Wasichu was too smart for him. But these are a couple of the more lighthearted stories I wanted to share. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Again, please subscribe, like this video, share this video, comment, whatever you want to put down there, and let me know what other stories you'd like to hear. I look forward to doing more. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. I really love being able to do this. So until next time, Lama Yolo.